when a man desires to get on that boat and go toward his highest purpose, right? You have to understand, man, that destination, it isn't guaranteed. That's what keeps most men from even getting on the boat, going towards success, man. It isn't guaranteed. You think just because you leave your job and start being an entrepreneur that you're gonna win? Hell to the no.
Who are we? We are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are powerful beyond measure. We are creators of our own realities. We are immortal mind. Immortal mind.
Is it not written in your law that ye are God? You understand what I'm saying? So this depends on what
At ease, brothers. I am soul. Man, I'm actually on a high this morning, man. I'm actually high on life. I've been high on life for the past, 24, 48 hours, man. And when I say I'm high off life, man, I'm just in a state of gratitude of what, the all has done in my life. I'm just in gratitude in what the all is currently doing and what the all, meaning God, whatever you want to call that source, is going to do in my future and the future of my brothers, man. I'm like in a state of gratitude, brothers, like you can't explain. It's a literal high, man. And last night, man, it added fuel to that fire, after our call last night. We had a powerful power circle call last night, upper room, right? And one thing that stood out of my mind, man, and it came to my mind this morning, and what I wanted to share with you, brothers, is, there was a brother that came in, he chimed in, a brother that lives in the Dallas area, successful musician. And he was just talking about like his stage in life, man. He was talking about, over the course of years, his wins and his losses, his highs, his lows, and, how he was grateful for his current position and all that stuff, man. And he was saying like, he said, man, I can start to hear, I'm starting to hear like my future world calling me. In other words, he was saying stuff like I'm starting to cross paths with certain people. I'm starting to get emails about future events and about ways I'm going to be moving. He said it's kind of like background noise right now, but I can hear it like surfacing itself, right? And then the brother said this, man. He said, I can tell that I'm having one of those Santiago moments, and he was referring to that moment like when Santiago was on the port in the city, right? Now, all the brothers in the circle understood what he was talking about. All of us brothers have read The Alchemist. All of us brothers are men of understanding and knew what he was saying. But for you brothers and sisters that don't understand what I'm saying when I say he was saying I'm having that Santiago moment, let me just give you a quick rundown without giving you a spoiler alert from the book, right? So in the book, The Alchemist, Santiago was a young man that was raised by the common man and common woman. At some point in his life, he just felt like, hey, you know what? I have to find my own purpose. I have to find my own destiny. And at some point, he began to separate himself from his family and tradition, and the way he was raised and what his father thought he would do in life. And he went on his own journey, right? Now, on his journey, man, he went through struggles. There were parts of the book, man, where Santiago was sleeping on hardwood floors, man, in abandoned buildings with nothing but his sheep that he had, right? And he went through struggles when the whole time he could have been back at home living a good life, but he was determined to find like his own destiny, right? And on his journey, this brother was, he sought out wisdom. He went to a woman a woman of wisdom, I'll call her that. And this woman gave him a nugget. This woman said, you're going to find this thing you're looking for, at the base of the pyramids in Egypt. She said, brother, you need to find your way to Egypt. So the brother left that scenario, man, with that in the back of his mind, still on his journey. Now, the whole time, man, the brother had thoughts of being his own man, being the common man. He had thoughts of getting to the big city, He had a young sister in the city that he hadn't seen in a while, that he had a crush on. He knew that there were common men in the city, man, that had good professions, that he could just kind of fall in line and be in his own world, you know. So he had a vision, man. He had a vision, but at the same time, he had that desire to go to Egypt to see if that's really where his treasure was, right? So long story short, man, he gets to the city. He interacts with the woman. He observes the hardworking men of the city. You know, he observes the bakers. He observes the iron workers. He observes the general laborers, man. And he says, you know what, man? Like, I finally found my own destiny. Like, I separated myself from my past and I found my own self. Like this is my destiny, man. But then he came across the path of a king, right? And what this king represented in the book, man, it's up for debate. Some say it's his higher self. Some say it's God. Some say it's... But anyway, this king, man, was reminding him of who he was. This king was reminding him of, hey, you know what? Like from day one, you had this destination, you know, this desire, rather, to swing for the fence, to go for the gusto, man, to find your true purpose. You know, so one day when Santiago was on the port, because this city was in a port, right? Santiago was on the port deliberating, man. He was like, man, I'm looking at the bakers and the iron workers, man, and I see the sister that could be my wife, and this could be a beautiful experience, right? He said, this could be my life. But Brother Santiago was standing on the port, man. He looked, and he's like, oh, hell. He's like, if you look hard enough, like, you can see Egypt from standing on the port. And he started thinking, man. He said, I can literally see my end goal. I can literally see the destination that I really want to go to, you know, from just standing on the port, brothers. And I'm going to tell you this, man. I'm going to tell you this, brothers. Most men will live their entire lives standing on the port, man. Most men will spend their entire lives, you know, living the life of the common man, but the whole time having desires. At the whole time, you know, looking across the waters, man, looking across the port, saying, damn, you know what? Like, I see my full potential. Like, that's where I want to go. But they fall into the storyline of the common man, man. And I'm telling you, brothers, this is not the way you want to live, man. This is not the way you want to live. You know, when you think about it, like, I understand why mankind is like this. Because you have to understand, like, when we're coming out of, you know, our youth, and we're coming out of the nest, and we're, you know, whether you're going to school or finding a trade or getting a job, like, our desires at that point is simply to make it to a level of comfort. Like, when we see, you know, when we're teenagers, when we're 21, 22, 23, whatever, and we're seeing brothers and sisters that are older than us, that are married and buying homes and have cars and maybe taking trips and all this stuff. It's like, you know what? Like, I just want to get to that level of comfort, man. Like that's the goal. I want to get to that level of comfort, man. You know, we still have that dream in the back of our mind from our childhood of achieving greatness. But we start seeing the struggles, man. We start seeing the trials and tribulation. We start listening to the hype, you know. And it was like, you know what, man? If I can just find comfort, I'm good, man. So what happens, man? You come out of that minimum wage situation. You know, you end up, you know, maybe, you know, over the course of years, getting a job that can provide that comfort. You know, a job that can, you know, put you in a new car every 3 to 4 years. A job that can take you and the wife, you know, to Brazil or the Bahamas every once in a while. A job that can, you know, assist you in providing for a family, right? And we fall into that trance, man. But whole time, you're having low-key thoughts about your Egypt. About your Egypt, man. I'm going to tell you this, man. A lot of men, kind of like going back to Santiago in the book. Santiago had his mindset on this one sister. He was like, man, if I could just get to this city and get this one sister, like, bro, I'll be complete. A lot of you brothers lock in with a sister, you know, fresh out the gate. Fresh out the gate, man. And nothing's wrong with that if she's the right one. But I'm going to tell you this. There are going to be struggles if you haven't identified your purpose yet. But a lot of you brothers lock into a woman fresh out the gate, not knowing you're really setting an anchor, man. Not knowing you're really setting an anchor. You're setting a whole foundation. Whole time, brothers, you having thoughts of your Egypt, man. You know, I can remember, and I can easily talk about myself. And I can only talk about this, man, because me and my ex-wife are like this, man. Like, you know, we both want to see each other win. We both are, you know. I can remember out the gate, man, 21 years old. I'm leaving Longview, Texas, population 72,000, give or take. And I'm like, man, I got my high school sweetheart by my side. You know, she cute. She, you know, and it's like, bro, there are no other women outside of Longview, Texas, in my mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, as big as the world is, there are no women outside of Longview, Texas. So I said, man, you know what? I better lock this down and wife this up like now and start my life's journey, man. And I'm telling you, a lot of men are committing to relationships. A lot of men are committing long-term to jobs and really sacrificing their Egypt. And when I say your Egypt, man, you know, I'm talking about, you know, whatever that goal is for your life, whether you want to impact the world a certain way, whether you want to be great in a certain arena, maybe sports, whatever the highest version you see yourself in. I'm telling you, a lot of men will spend their lives on the port just living life like the common man because it's comfortable. Whole time, man, thinking about their Egypt. I can remember when I was you know, in my 20s, man. And I can easily say life was good, brothers. I've talked about it before. You know, good job. I remember when I came out the military, got on with Halliburton. I used to work for Halliburton, man. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to die wearing these red coveralls, man. I took pride in that job. I loved it. I said, you know what? This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I loved it. Had my wife by my side. Beautiful. You know, it's like, bro, life is good. But I'm not going to lie, man. There were some days, man. There were some days where I would be sitting in my office, right? There will be some days where I might be driving back and forth to work. And I would just sit there and think, man, I was like, yeah, you know, life is good, but am I really fulfilled? Like, have I really swung for the fence? Like have I really taken this life and said, you know what? I'm going to go all in and do the most I can do. Or really just right, follow my heart's desire. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what? I was desiring certain knowledge. I was desiring, you know, to you know, have a certain impact on people. I was desiring to just do so many things. You know, my Egypt consisted of that. But at the same time, man, I had became the common man that was only, you know, viewing his Egypt. And I'm telling you, man, most men will live their lives there, man. And the thing is, brothers, you have to be aware of that. You have to be aware of your life right now, man. You have to ask yourself, or, you know, have you swung for the fence, or you just in a place of contentment, or you have to analyze where you are, man. You really have to analyze where you are. And you know, you ask yourself, you know, well, why would a man spend his life on the port? You know, if a man sees himself in a position of stepping into the role of the common man, you know, he sees himself being able to, you know, land a solid job, get us, you know, a solid woman in his life. But he sees that Egypt, what keeps a man from going that direction, brothers? I'm gonna tell you, man. The thing is, when a man desires to go for his Egypt, when a man desires to get on that boat and go toward his highest purpose, right? You have to understand, man, that destination, it isn't guaranteed. That's what keeps most men from even getting on the boat, going towards success, man. It isn't guaranteed. You think just because you leave your job and start being an entrepreneur that you're going to win? Hell to the no. Hell to the no. When you take risks in life like that, success is not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed, brother. You rolling the dice. And a lot of brothers aren't willing to put their gonads on the chopping block, aren't willing to put their comfort on the line to get to their Egypt, man. A lot of brothers aren't, like I say it all the time, they aren't built for that, man. They don't have that desire. They don't have that desire, you know, to win. They don't have that desire to go through struggle. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to understand, brother, just because, people think about, I talked about taking the jump in life and leaps of faith and walking on water and all this stuff. Brother, there's still a possibility that if you aren't aligned, that if you aren't keeping your feet on the path, brother, you will take a L. You will find yourself out in the middle of the ocean waters, wading in nothingness, man, because you didn't stay the course. So that's why brothers don't do it. I'm going to tell you, man, when you get on those waters, brother, it's going to be some rough times. Everybody's not built for that. When you see that Egypt and you make a step toward that, man, it's going to be some times where you might not have a 2 or 3 meals a day. You might have to go with some utilities getting cut off. You might have to go through some periods of time, man, where there is nothing but solitude that are not even optional, because you're on this boat by yourself, man, and you've left. I'm telling you, everybody's not built for that, man. But if men just understood the reward of trusting the source, and once they get to that destination, brothers, like if men understood the reward, man, if men understood that just getting to that point in life and just residing in that energy is far greater than having the comfort of maybe having 2 cars in a garage, maybe taking trips, maybe having a certain, caliber of woman on your side. If brothers understood what it felt like to touch the walls of their Egypt, brother, they would risk it all in a heartbeat. They would risk it all in a heartbeat. Just reaching your Egypt, brothers, and having no material goods around you, it is by far better than living a life of comfort with all the bells and whistles. On God. So one of the main reasons why brothers will never even put one foot on the boat, they want comfort, man. They don't want greatness. They want comfort, man. They want comfort. A life of comfort, brother. It's not even, when I'm saying comfort, a life of not really putting my best foot forward, trying to swing for the fence. That life is boring, man. That life is boring. That's playing Call of Duty on recruit mode. Who wants to do that, man? Who wants to do that? So the second reason, man, why most men won't go after their Egypt, brothers, is because, brothers, you have to understand that when you get on that boat and you go on that voyage, like I say, it's not guaranteed. That's one thing. But the second thing is you have to leave a lot of things behind. You have to leave a lot of things behind. Young Santiago in the book, one thing he talked about, man, was brother was a sheep herder, right? And that brother took pride in having a relationship with his flock. He knew them by name. He knew them by their demeanor. He knew which ones that were going to be lagging behind. He knew which ones were going to be, going forward. He knew them, man. And I'm telling you, a lot of people get in these positions of comfort and are scared to leave their sheep. What I'm saying is they're scared to leave the people that they're familiar with. They're scared to leave the things that they're familiar with. They're scared to leave the mindsets. You know what I'm saying? All your friends, like you know their demeanors. They have this sheep mindset of comfort. You know all their demeanors. You know which ones are going to be, doing some low vibrational things. You know which ones might give you a little inspiration. But you're comfortable with that. You're comfortable with being in that certain circle, man. And you're scared to go into the unknown. You're scared. You're scared to leave all that behind. You're scared to leave your best friends from high school. You're scared to leave, that girl that you like her, but she really ain't wife material. But is there anything else out there? You're scared to step out into that risk, man. You're scared to step out you're scared to step out of, like I don't care what the world is doing. As long as I have this job, as long as I show up, I'm 100% sure that, every other Friday or the 1st and 15th, I'm getting a direct deposit in my bank account. That quote unquote illusion of security. You're scared to leave that, man. You're scared to step out and say, if I go toward my greatness, there's a chance I might end up in a homeless shelter. there's a chance I might end up under a freaking bridge in life. Brother, I'm telling you, man. But if a man understands what it's like just to lay hands on his pyramid, man, brother, there's no greater feeling than that. Matter of fact, when you do that, when you first take that step, when you put both feet on the boat and set sail, you're just now starting to live life, man. You're just now starting to live life when you do that, brothers. I'm telling you, most men will spend the remainder of their days on the porch, man. Most men will spend their lives in their Santiago moments. Standing in just the right spot to see their Egypt. That's what Santiago said. Santiago was sitting there pondering and looked around and said, damn, like I'll be John Clyde. Like if I look just right, like I can see Egypt, man, just over the horizon, brothers. Most men will spend their lives there, brothers. You got to understand this, man, because this is all I'm saying. Brother, we don't have but one life, man. Depends on what you believe. All we have is the now. And I'm telling you, man, when it comes to greatness, and that word means something different for everybody, it means you have to separate from the old, man. And I'm not just talking about career and finances I'm talking about life. I'm talking about life, everything in life. When y'all brothers get to a certain point, man, and the rotation is old to you, when you get to a certain point, man, where it's like, you know what, man, I'm trying to build legacy, I'm trying to have wifey and kids and all this stuff, brother, you got to put yourself on the boat. You gotta go towards your Egypt. And what that means is you gotta leave those rotations alone. Like, yeah, your DMs might be blowing up with sisters hitting you up. I want to fly in. I want to spend time. That's what's going on. Yeah, your DMs might be full, but you have to govern yourself accordingly to that end goal, man. You have to put both feet on the boat and set sail. If you want to be an entrepreneur, man, you have to leave the mindset of the sheep. Like Brother Santiago, man. It applies to everything, brother. It applies to everything. I say again, man, most men will spend their lives on the port, right? Most men will spend their lives in their Santiago moments.